Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. And it has finished at the London Stadium. It's finished West Ham 3, Arsenal 3. Luca, how you doing after that game, mate?
I'm good. Heart's recovered. I've recovered. But yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad, not too bad. We almost had an upset in the FA Cup. Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea only just getting through against Sheffield United, 2-0. Scoreline very flattering. So we've got 3 of the FA Cup semi-finalists decided with Southampton, Manchester City, and Chelsea. Obviously, Leicester versus Manchester United kicking off right about now. A strong team. No Bruno at United. No Bruno. Martial starting. Van der Beek starting. But it's okay. Bruno is on the bench. Just in case shit really hits the fan, Ollie can call upon Bruno. But that one is starting now. So if there's any goals, you'll see me reacting to it because it is in the background. But we are going to talk about the 3-3 at the London Stadium and what a game that was. Arsenal went 2-0 down within 20 minutes. Very poor start from Arsenal. Very strange tactical change from Arteta in terms of Saka and Aubameyang being on different flanks at the start of the game. That all then changed once you went 2-0 down. Then it went to 3-0, which was just... At that point, I thought, well, this tie is done. This game is put to bed. But then Lacazette, with a shot that was going wide, gets a deflection off Souček, which then puts it in the back of the net. And then Dawson with an own goal. And then Lacazette with a winner right at the... Well, an equaliser right at the end. I mean, it was an entertaining game. But, Luke, give us your thoughts on that game, mate.
I was disappointed because, realistically, that shouldn't be happening. We should not be 3-0 down within half an hour. I mean, yeah, I get it. The second goal probably should be disallowed because, you know, the ball looks like it's moving. You know, there's no spray down for the free kick, or anything like that. I mean, but, you know, you can't really argue. The first goal was just, what can you do about that? That's a fucking excellent goal from Jesse Lingard. The third one was poor. They're both poor. The second and third goals were poor on our part defensively. I think everything was poor in the first half. We got lucky that we scored in the first half, to be honest. We were abysmal. The tactics, as you said, were questionable. The setup was questionable. I did question Callum Chambers, but to be honest, he had a very good second half. I can see why he starts again. If he starts again after the international break, I can see why that would be a thing. He played very well today. I mean, the Aubameyang and Saka thing, the only reason I'd partially understand it is for try and stopping Soufal bombing down the way, but he wasn't really a threat for them today. So that didn't make sense. Eventually they swapped, but I mean, again, Aubameyang was pathetic. He was useless. I don't know why he still justifies starting when you have Martinelli, who's a much better player at the moment. Not even at the moment, just in general, he's a better footballer technically than Aubameyang. You know, Lacazette, again, I was criticising him because he was poor for the first bit, but fair enough. He steps up once again. You know, the first goal, yeah, fair enough. He got lucky with the deflection because that was going wide if he didn't take the deflection. But the second goal, excellent play, excellent, you know, positioning. His hold-up play was fantastic against 2 physical centre-backs. You know, his link-up play is excellent. You know, when we have him up front, we play a lot better than when we do with anyone else up front. I thought Pepe was good when he came on. Completely changed the game. got an assist for the equaliser. The midfield was all right. Thomas Partey needs to stop shooting because he doesn't have it in his locker. Granit Xhaka was average today. Both the midfielders were pretty average. Ødegaard was excellent. Ødegaard was fantastic today, as he always really is for Arsenal. Every time he plays, he makes a real difference. You saw that when he came on against Olympiacos on Thursday. I'm just trying to think who else I've. Oh, Tierney. Tierney was pretty poor today, to be honest. At least in the first half, he was poor. He was misplacing a lot of passes, but he did well against Soufal. Not a lot of wingers, have that much joy against him, and he did have a lot of joy against him. Centre backs, Mari was not very good today. Didn't deal with the physical threat of Antonio at all. David Luiz was good again. David Luiz has been excellent for a few games now. Happy to see him continuously putting in good performances because there is always that risk of will he make a mistake, but he didn't again. Leno was poor apart from the few moments in the second half. I thought he was really poor.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be letting that second goal go in. He's been poor for a few games now, but I still back him because I'm not going to sit here and say, we should have kept Martinez because we didn't. So I'm going to back my keeper. But I mean, yeah, listen, I'm happy with the result, but not happy with the performance in the first half, especially.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you summed it up perfectly. There's lots to talk about. Believe it or not, with that game. But everyone watching, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications, share the link on all your socials. It's completely free of charge to do that. Just let's get as many people in here as possible. Always trying to deliver you the best content we can, and it would be really good to get more and more people watching. That's for sure. I want to talk briefly about that tactical switch at the beginning, and the Saka and Aubameyang on different flanks. It didn't work at all. You could see that from sort of the start. It didn't work. I mean, Arteta is sort of lucky that they've pulled back to 3-3. How much of the beginning of the game do you blame Arteta, and how much of it do you blame the players?
60-40, I'd say. The players were awful, but they were set up to be awful. Saka on the left isn't awful, but Aubameyang on the right what's the point? You may as well just play with 10 players. He's useless on the right. He's useless on the left. I don't know why he's still starting. Listen, I love the guy, but this season he's been abysmal. Nothing short of abysmal. There was, I don't know, I don't really understand the tactical approach, but luckily he realised it wasn't working. He switched it around. Should have made a sub at half time. Should have brought off Aubameyang, in my opinion. We could have won the game, to be honest, from if Martinelli came on sooner. Yeah. But I mean, to be honest, when we were like 3-2, there was a bit. We looked from what I was seeing. It was a back four. The Chambers was going up and down. The centre backs. Tierney was pretty much playing left wing with. Smith Rowe was kind of playing fullback, to be honest, and I thought we were good, to be honest, in the second half. Everything we did went through Martin Ødegaard. Again, he was fantastic. Him and Lacazette link up very well together. We need to get him on a permanent deal in the summer because he's been fantastic for us. But I mean, I just don't understand what he was trying to do. I know why he started Chambers, because West Ham are a set piece oriented team, physical team. You need that physical presence at right back. In the first half, he just killed our build-up play. But in the second half, he was fantastic. So all praises go out to Callum Chambers today. But I mean, yeah, it was a baffling one, to be honest. But
yeah, I mean, Arteta has done quite a few baffling things in his Arsenal career so far. Look, everyone knows my opinion. I'm firmly Arteta out. I don't believe that true success can be brought to Arsenal regardless of the board. Right? I understand that the board are horrific. My personal opinion is I don't believe the board is the only problem. I do believe Arteta is a huge problem within Arsenal Football Club. His stubbornness, some of his tactical decisions are baffling. And I suppose it's the opposite to Ollie. Ollie plays things very safe, whereas Arteta, he will do weird things. It's very much Pep, a very much Pep sort of idea style. Sort of, we're going to play passing football regardless of if you're under pressure or not. I'm going to change some things because that, I mean, for me, changing Aubameyang and Saka, it wasn't really needed too much. And he switched it straight away after 20 minutes. And it's like, you're 2-0 down. And I fear that part of that is because of that baffling tactical situation. Now, the other thing is Aubameyang, another shit performance. I'm not going to mince my words. I can't mince my words. It's Aubameyang. He was shit. He was disastrous.
He's probably worse than shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any words I can use that are PG enough that I don't have to put an 18 rated onto this video, because he was appalling. He was atrocious, lackluster performance. What do you want to see happen? Do you want to see Aubameyang go, dropped, or what? Because you got someone and look, I know Sauls has said many a times about Martinelli being trained in a new position, but surely it would make sense to play him on the left at the moment. Try Balogun up front, or even Lacazette. Lacazette offered a lot today. Try something different, because the plan A is simply just not good enough, and Aubameyang has been absolutely atrocious. He's a shell of his former self last season, because last season he was exceptional. This season it's not the same Aubameyang.
Yeah, I just drop him completely for a few games. Why is he playing when we have Martinelli on the bench is my question, because Martinelli deserves so much better than what he's getting currently.
Yeah.
10 minutes today.
Totally
it's
agree.
not 10 minutes today is not good enough. I'm just getting really frustrated with Arteta, to be honest. Even Sauls doesn't back up Aubameyang anymore. Well, he's at his tweets. He's getting frustrated with him, and I think when is enough with this guy, because he signed a bumper contract for what? You can't justify his performances. Like, what have you done to, like, what are you doing for this club at the moment? You offered us goals, but when you don't offer us goals, you offer us nothing. And to be honest, what's the point of playing him if he's not going to play? If he's not going to do anything, he doesn't seem arsed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say anymore.
Melina in the comments saying, Lewis Hamilton and I have arrived. Come on, give credit to Arsenal now. Come on, we brought the game back, but we couldn't score, so West Ham did it for us for 2 goals. Look, credit to... There's elements of credit to the team.
Don't credit Arsenal, credit the players, credit Chambers, credit Lacazette, credit Ødegaard, credit Luiz, credit Pepe.
Yeah. I think the thing is, it is disappointing for Arsenal, and you can't not be disappointed with that sort of performance. I thought I thought that in the first half you were appalling. Lots of chances went to waste. It was simply not a good enough performance. Obviously, 3 goals getting back in there, very good. But how much of that is due to West Ham being very poor defensively? Because if Souček doesn't get a touch on that ball, that's not a goal. I didn't see the Dawson goal. I was busy getting a drink. But there's elements that Arsenal did well, but there's elements that West Ham defended poorly. Also, if Antonio took his opportunity in that second half where he is in the 6-yard box and it hits the post, the game finishes 4-2 or 4-3. So whilst it is a fairly good result, I think for a club like Arsenal, there needs to be the standards need to be higher. And I think getting a draw away to West Ham is simply not what I would be expecting or wanting from my team. I would want to see more.
Yeah, the thing is, looking on the context of this season, a draw away against West Ham isn't bad. But when you take into account there are no fans, a draw away is like an away fixture at West Ham because of the fans is a daunting fixture. But there are no fans, which just means it's easier to beat a team at their ground. And I think, listen, there's not many times West Ham have been pegged in their half that badly. We pegged them in their half. We were absolutely all over them in the second half. And I mean, the first goal, that was lucky that got a deflection off Souček. The second goal, Callum Chambers, there's nothing that can stop that from being a goal. Callum Chambers gets a brilliant ball in. Either Dawson puts it into his own net or Aubameyang puts it into an empty net. No in between.
Yeah.
So regardless, it's a goal. And the third one, again, it's lovely football. It's smooth. It's it's free flowing. It's good, and it's a lovely ball by Pepe. Good header by Lacazette. And I think, yeah, you're right. The standards can't be this low that we should be set happy with the 3-3 draw. We can be happy with the fact we got a comeback as big as that, but we can't be happy with how shit we were to be 3-0 down in the first place.
I'd totally agree. Melina also saying Chambers lacquer, Odegaard, what a brilliant performance. Chambers deserves man of the match. I'd agree. Second half, I thought Chambers was excellent. I know Stephen was slating Callum. I was like, I don't get that personally. That's his opinion. That's cool. For me, the bit I didn't understand is Gabriel is a very physical centre back. Now, is he injured or was he on the bench?
He was on the bench, which is what I don't get, because if he's fit and you're up against Mikel Antonio, you play Gabriel, not Pablo Mari.
He's so, Antonio and Gabriel is such a physical centre back, and he has bits in his game that I don't think Mari has in terms of physicality, and that did seem strange. And again, I have to lay blame at Arteta for that, because why is he picking Mari over Gabriel? Because if you have Luiz and Gabriel, they're both very physical centre backs. They're able to control that physicality in the game. Mari, not so much. I don't see that physicality in him that he can handle that. What were your thoughts on Gabriel just sort of sitting on the bench? Surely it can't be resting him, because in the state of the season it is now, you can't really be affording to rest players, because surely you can't be banking on just winning the Europa League. That is such a dangerous move from Mikel Arteta. And if you don't win the Europa League, then you have zero European football next season, which could impact the summer transfer window that you could potentially have. So what's your thoughts in this whole rotation of Premier League games? It's a more than risky approach from Mikel Arteta.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, because I doubt the centre-backs would be that tired from Thursday because they weren't worked a lot. It's not like they were the ones being really busy. So
it's not like they had to travel either. It was a home fixture.
Yeah. So, that one is poor on Arteta's part, because Pablo Mari and Gabriel are two different centre-backs. Pablo Mari is a centre-back that likes to be on the ball with the ball at his feet. He's not a physical centre-back. He's tall and he's big, but he's not physical. Gabriel, it's not someone who really thrives. Well, he's good with the ball at his feet, but he's a domineering centre half. He's tall, he towers, he's very physical. I mean, that's why David Luiz and Gabriel work well together, because they will dominate that back line, because any physical presence up there can be neutralized by them two, because they are very, very physical, very aggressive players. And I mean, Pablo Mari just isn't that, and it left David Luiz to do most of the physical work with Antonio, which is difficult because Antonio's a nuisance striker. That's what he's there to do.
So if you were playing, for example, United with Martial or something like that, then I can see why Mari could potentially get a shout.
Yeah,
because that's sort of the way it is, really.
Mm-hmm.
But we have got Luca here. Luca,
Hello.
I was obviously watching your stream. Your reaction to that third goal was something I didn't think I'd ever see. A very passionate response. But overall, what did you make of the game?
I'm very disappointed, to be honest. First half, you know what? First is first. Thanks for having me on the channel, both of you. First half, I'm very, very disappointed. To be honest, that was probably one of the worst away performances I've seen in an Arsenal away performance. West Ham totally battled us from the park. That goes to show that West Ham have been very, very surprising team this season. Moyes has had a very good job. But second half, right, how can people say that Callum Chambers got man of the match? I don't think he weren't great today, in my opinion. Honestly, I know people might think I'm a bit deluded, but I don't think he wasn't that brilliant. I would have given it to Lacazette because I thought he played well today. I thought he got a goal. Obviously, he got us an equaliser in the 82nd minute. I thought his work rate was good. I thought Odegaard did okay today. I thought second half we showed a bit of fight, showed a bit of character, but it wasn't enough. I'm very disappointed with a draw. But the only positive I will take on this game, at least we didn't lose and all that stuff, but it would have been an opportunity. And I know we're not going to get top four. I know that, but we actually would have been 7 points off the top four with the amount of games we would have played against Chelsea. Could have gone ahead of Tottenham. But now, that ain't happening now. Yet again, Arsenal always bottle it, consistency. And you should not be drawn against teams like West Ham. Don't get me wrong. West Ham have been phenomenal this season, right? But you look at their squad on paper, Arsenal have a better squad than West Ham. West Ham probably got a better midfield than us. But at 3-2, before we scored the equaliser, why did Arteta leave the substitutions quite late? Yeah, Pepe made a difference, right? But you should be bringing Martinelli on. You should be starting Pepe. You're thinking, right, at 3-2, you're thinking, right, okay, bring them on. You're thinking, right, get an equaliser, and you can nick a fourth goal right in the last minute. Even at 3-1, we had little spells at times where Saka, that one-on-one chance, you're thinking, that's 3-2. We could have won the game. And it's really disappointing as an Arsenal fan, as a perspective. We don't have the players to make a comeback. Honestly, yeah, I know we got a comeback from 3-0 down, and we've done this before. We did it against Bournemouth in 2017. So it's not good enough. It's not good enough by Arsenal. And it goes to show that we are just a mid-table club, and we're just so inconsistent. This season, right, the only time where we've actually put on a bit of a decent run together was that Christmas period when we beat Chelsea.
Yeah. And then the sort of teams below you, really. Luke, what's your thoughts on leaving the change for Martin? I already think I know what you're going to say anyway. I've spoken to you many a times about this. What did you make of leaving that substitution for like 10 minutes to the end of the game? That sort of substitution I'd be making after 60 minutes, if I'm being brutally honest with you.
I would have made it at half time because Aubameyang was shit. Aubameyang was awful. Martinelli, giving him 10 minutes is criminal. You've come out and said it's my fault with this handling of the Martinelli. I haven't handled it well. Why the fuck are you handling it the same way you have been if you're coming out and say that? You're clearly chatting out your ass about it then. Play him. We're 3-2 down, or whatever. We're 3-2 down. Bring him on. Why? Why did it get to like the 60th minute? We're 3-1 down, whatever, or 3-2 down, and you're still not making changes, and you leave changes that late. Yeah, I couldn't care less if they made an impact. If they come on earlier, they make the impact earlier. They make the impact earlier. There's more time for us to win the game rather than us to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, it's a good comeback." Couldn't give a fuck. Why are we celebrating? Like, yeah, it's cool. It's nice we made the comeback, but we shouldn't be 3-0 down to them. Their goals were just completely one of their goals was fair enough. Yeah, the other two were shit.
Yeah, I agree.
The other two were so poor. It's really frustrating that we have to sit here and say, well, at least we got a comeback. Let's be real. I couldn't care less if they're 5th and we're 10th. We should be beating West Ham. We should be beating West Ham.
And it's sort of, you played so well against Spurs, everyone was thinking, could this potentially be a bounce, a run of games? Then that performance against Olympiacos was pathetic. I know you won on aggregate, but on the night you were fucking dismal. That was dismal. Again, Aubameyang with another shit performance. But I do want to credit, and I will credit certain players within Arsenal. I want to credit Lacazette. Right, we all know that he's probably had some issues with Arteta. I think that's quite clear to see. Suggestion on the football boots with picture minions and trust the process. Minions in France means yes men. So I mean, I presume that Lacazette's had a bit of an issue with Arteta. But what I do want to say is Lacazette was absolutely brilliant. I thought his whole game was absolutely superb. Like, what were your thoughts on Lacazette's performance?
I mean, we play better as a team when Lacazette plays compared to when Aubameyang plays, because overall he's a more rounded player. He's got actual like he can offer more to this team, not just like he doesn't score many goals, but he can hold the play. He can bring others into the play. You know, like it's frustrating that we have to sit here and say this about our main man Aubameyang, that he should be starting. Lacazette should be starting from now on over Aubameyang for the rest of the season. We'll see what happens this summer, but for now it should be Lacazette over Aubameyang. He's been excellent last 2 games now. He just has that little bit more. He brings the other players into the game, and he scores the goals now. He's our top scorer in the league. So for now, there's no reason to justify Aubameyang starting over Lacazette.
Yeah. Luca, what were your thoughts on Lacazette?
I think I touched on earlier. Luke play better than Lacazette sometimes. And I know Lacazette can have these games where he could be frustrating, doesn't take his chances. But when you say that, right, you thinking like with these 2 strikers we've got with Lacazette and Aubameyang, people can go out and say that, right, okay, we need a striker. Yeah, I get that. But none of them can't even finish sometimes. And like one week, Aubameyang brilliant. Then Arsenal fans, a fan base get like, right, let's play Aubameyang over Lacazette. And then another week, you kind of decide
1-0. Leicester 1, United 0.
Yeah, it is. It's
a defensive mistake from Fred has cost United a goal. It is Leicester 1, Manchester United 0. Fred fucking up for United. Why do I feel like that is... Oh, dearie me. Fred has cost United a goal. A shocking put. What was he doing? Maguire? Right, so replayers. Maguire passes it to Fred, who passes it back, but with not enough power to Henderson. And then it is Ian. Was it Iheanacho? Yeah, Iheanacho takes the ball round Henderson and slots it in. 1-0 to Leicester. A poor defensive mistake from Fred. Really fucking it up. Maguire and Fred, very similar to that sort of Xhaka one. A very, very shocker from Fred. And people question why Ollie can't win stuff at United at the moment. May I suggest Fred being one of them issues? But we have got some comments here. Daniel saying, how did this end 3-3? Also, hey Mel, Lacazette over Aubameyang. 1-0 Leicester, Fred assist. It is a Fred assist. United are going to have to really come out. They've been quite poor for the first part of the game. Terry off the football terrace is going to be exaggerating. He's going to be chanting Ollie out. He'll have Ollie's head on a stick. He'll be demanding that Ollie's beheaded live on TV. I don't know. Yeah, Terry seems a weird character. Chris saying, come on, Leicester, knock the scum out. Fred making a mistake. And people, I question why McTominay's not playing over Fred, because Fred is prone to a lot of these mistakes, and a very poor mistake there. But before we wrap this up, Luca, we'll start with you. What do you want to see from Arsenal for the rest of the season?
Well, I want to see.
I said at halftime on Stephen's channel, play the youngsters, get a ton of the under 23s up, get the best ones, get the best bunch, find out who's ready to make the cut into the first team and who's not, and be done with it. Plan for next season, because it seems that this season is a little bit finished.
You know what I thought, right? And I totally absolutely agree. I think from now, the Premier League, I think our season was over top 4 like in November last year. But there's been this season where you're thinking, you know what, 5, 6, 7 points. You're thinking, okay, slim hope today. If we would have won today, it would have put us 7 points off the top 4. I'm not saying that we will get top 4, but with like 8-9 games to go, you're thinking, right, there's a slim hope. Put a little bit of a consistent run, because there's games this season, like the only 3 tough games we've got Liverpool next after the international break. We've got Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, a ground where we've not won for 10 years. Everton at home. Everton have been good this season. So, to me, what I want to see from now to the end of the season, yeah, it would be nice to win the Europa League. We've had, Arsenal have got Slavia Park. Potential semi-final could be Unai Emery's team. But what I want to see is show a bit of pride, and I just want to play the kids. Just play the kids. I don't want to see Bella in the team again. Cedric should be starting. Louise and Mari does not work. I would play Gabriel and Louise, because I think our back 4 should always be every week. Cedric, Louise, Gabriel, and Tierney. I want to see some under 23s. I want to see Bannigan give an opportunity. I want to see Martinelli start. I want to see Aubameyang dropped. I don't want to see Aubameyang playing a couple of games. Yeah, I don't think he's not a bad player, but I just think he's just been a bit poor. I just think we should just play Martinelli, Bannigan, Lacazette, even gets a good shout out. I want to see a little bit of youngsters. I want to see 3 come. The positive is Arsenal have relied on all these youngsters this season. Like, we've had all these injuries, like the likes of Saka and Smith Rowe, and we need to see relying on them. Let's bring other youngsters through. Let's just see what we can do from now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I'd totally agree. Charlie saying you haven't used a new description. I have on the banter show, maybe. Yeah, I made these videos way before I even started messing around with that, Charlie. But I will be using the new descriptions in the next videos. I spent all morning sorting it out onto my drafts. But there's only one of me, and I woke up very late today, and I was cooking a roast dinner. So yeah. But Luke, what do you want to see from Arsenal for the rest of the season?
Consistency would be good. That would be a really nice thing to see for once, because it's just every week, listen, we have this run of 3 games that will conclude with Liverpool. Will have been Spurs, West Ham and Liverpool, which, aren't an easy 3 games. But if we can get a draw maybe against Liverpool, then we're getting, 5 points from 9 against those 3. It's not awful. I mean, Liverpool are there for the taking, to be honest, at the moment. And it's at the Emirates. We beat them at the Emirates last season. They're not the greatest at the
Liverpool
minute.
haven't beaten Arsenal at the Emirates in the Premier League since that 4-3 win in 2016.
Exactly. Anything is possible. And I mean, I want to see more kids get their chance. I want to see Miguel Aziz maybe get a bit of first team football. Balogun, as we've said. There are a few players that really deserve it, and I want to see Martinelli start for once. That'd be pretty cool. I want to see a lot of things. I want to see a Europa League win. I know it's a lot to ask for, but listen, Slavia Prague. We could beat there. There's a very high possibility we beat them. Unai Emery or Dynamo Zagreb. In the next round. That's not the easiest tie, but listen. We've been to Europa League final before, but we can do it again. Like, on our day, when we play football, our best 11 possible, you look at the players we've even done it without Martinelli, who'd arguably be one of our better players, We played some good stuff. We've beaten some good teams. We've beaten United. We've beaten Chelsea. We've beaten Spurs. We beat West Ham this season. There are some good teams we've beaten. To be honest, I don't see why we can't go out there and, go on a good Europa League run from here. I mean, to be honest, after Liverpool, I'm not too sure who our fixtures are, but
We've got Sheffield United and Fulham coming up.
Okay, exactly. They're 2 very winnable games, So it's impossible to say what we will see, but
because I look at the table now, we're 9 points off the top 4 and 7 points off 5th.
So yeah, we could maybe, if we really felt like trying, and we decided to string some wins together, there's a chance we could maybe get top 6, which would, I guess it's all right. More Europa League football, but listen, this season has been a write-off from, like Lucas said, it's been a write-off from November. To be honest, to be honest,
how much Arsenal fans we Champions League. I mean, we want to get Europa League football, but if I would have taken it at the start of the season, yes, I know it's not obviously progression. Yes, we want to be in Champions League, and that's how you move forward as a club. But still, from like 10th to 15th, and if you sneak a 6th place, I would take that all day long.
Yeah,
because it's European football.
It's going to be a hard, it's going to be a trying set of fixtures in the last. There's only 8, 9 games left now.
Yeah.
It's going to be all down to us, really. We're going to have. I don't care. Like, we can't rely on other teams dropping points. We have to go out there and put the performances in to get the points to climb the table, and we have to put those performances in to win the Europa League. Against Olympiacos. We were through, but we were shit. You can't be putting them performances in,
and that's the thing. Like the lack of games is apparent. That there is now, it's a sort of now or never. If you leave it too late, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans go, look, 1 year without European football will be a blessing. No, because that's how the slide happens.
Yeah.
You fell out of Champions League, then you started getting Europa League constantly. Drop out of Europa League and drop out of Europe altogether, including the European Conference League. That's going to be horrific.
I'm looking at the fixtures now. We've got Liverpool at home. This is the Premier League. We've got Liverpool at home. Then we've got Sheffield United away, Fulham at home, Everton at home, Newcastle away, West Brom at home, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, Palace away, and Brighton at home. When I look at that, it's not a bad run. My only difficult games I'm kind of worried is Liverpool, Chelsea, Palace, and Everton. The rest, West Brom, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle,
say
Brighton, 12 points.
Brighton could be a difficult one. They're good. West Brom under Allardyce is not an easy picking.
Well, to be fair, we did stick 4 past them though.
Yeah. You did, but it depends on the mentality of the players during the game, and that was a brand new Allardyce going into that team. This is very much a sort of standard, typical Allardyce.
Yeah, but they don't really seem to have improved a lot under Allardyce. To be fair,
they have a little bit, but not an awful lot. Look, they're not going to stay up, but it's a tricky one. But we have come to the end. We have come to the end. Obviously, we will have the Arsenal show this Tuesday. Yep. Luke will be there. I'm sure he'll be dissecting everything at the club. We're also going to have Sauls and a couple of new guests, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So make sure you are tuned in for that. But I will be back here after the Leicester United game, which apparently United don't look like they're actually doing much in. Bruno will come on at halftime. I have no doubt about that. I'd be more than surprised if he doesn't. But we'll also be back here after that. The semi-final draw is at halftime. Nice. I'm not staying on for the semi-final draw.
Chelsea Man City. It will be Chelsea Man City.
You can only hope, and maybe that will give United encouragement to try and win this game, because right now it's simply not a good enough one. Oh, and Pogba gone down there holding his ankle. It did look a bit nasty. I'm pretty sure VAR is probably going to be looking at that. I don't know. God knows what the referees do these days. But everyone watching, please, thank you for watching. We'll be back here after the end of the game, where we will be discussing, obviously, the semi-final draw, if United are even in it. If United aren't in it, we'll leave that one to the Banter Show at 10 p.m. That is a new show that's coming to the channel at 10 p.m. A Banter Show. Tonight is going to be an interesting one. I've got some great guests on for you. Interesting questions going to get asked. Sort of unpopular opinions, agendas, worst moments of your rivals. So what has been your favourite moment of a rival? That is one of the questions. It's going to be... I'll put it this way: it's not for no one with thin skin. That's all I'm going to say. Apparently, Charlie's saying 1-1 Van der Beek. I mean, I'm about 2 minutes behind. I haven't quite got there, but if that's the case, United back in this game, and Donny Van der Beek with the goal there. But look, this was Arsenal. I'm going to save Luke and Luca for all of that for the misery of this. we're not doing a watch along, but as I said, we'll be here after the United game. Who will go through? Will it be Leicester? Will it be United? Looks like Donny has just scored for United, according to Charlie. I don't know why Charlie would be lying, so I'm going to take that as gospel. So, Charlie, if you have lied to me, we'll be having words. Sorry, Hey, Greenwood! Yes! Hold on. We stay for 2 minutes whilst I see this going, because if that's the case, my boy Greenwood, who I adore, I'm not going to lie, I'm a huge Greenwood fan. If he goes and scores and a Donny assist, that would be absolutely amazing. That would be absolutely beautiful to watch. All right, so you've got Tellez on the left. I am way behind everyone. What goes on here? Oh. Maybe it's in a bit. Right, it's coming. I feel it. I mean, Charlie's told me already, but I feel it. What's going on here? So you got Tellez. I'm way behind everyone, to be brutally honest. Pogba, Donny, Greenwood. Wait, I do love a bit of Greenwood. I love a bit of Greenwood. Finally, the boy scores. The best striker in history has scored for Manchester United. A huge goal there. 1-1 before half-time, 38 minutes into the game. But, guys, we have come to the end of the stream. I just wanted to see that and celebrate on camera. I'm sure I'm now going to get accused of being a United fan. I'm not. I'm a huge Greenwood fan. But, guys, we have come to the end of the stream. Make sure you're back here at 6:55. For match reaction of Leicester versus Manchester United in the FA Cup quarter-final. 1-1 at the moment. It looks like it's going to be an interesting game. Also, 10 p.m. for the banter show. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. I know that much. Monday is weekly review show. And Tuesday is the Arsenal show, 8 p.m., which I am excited about. But before we go, Luke, where can they find you, mate?
At Luke AFC on Twitter.
You can also find him outside Aubameyang's house egging it, because he's raging. Luca, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, obviously, my channel is obviously This Is Luca's Life. Make sure we obviously reached 700 subscribers last week. We're sitting on 730 channel, 350 by next week. Really nice. Please share the stream, and obviously we'll be doing it tonight for the Arsenal on the StreamYard. So anyone wants to come on, feel free. Say about the game, and if you two want to come on, feel free. Please subscribe to the channel. This is Luca's Life, and let's get to 800 subscribers by the end of next month.
Absolutely. Make sure you do that for Luca. Over here, make sure that you have liked and subscribed the video. And to the channel, I mean, make sure you are subscribed. Let's get to 100 before the end of the month. That is the ambition. That's what we're hoping. That's the target. So make sure that you do share it on all your socials. Let's get as many people in here as absolutely possible. Charlie saying, do you need me for the banter show? Not this week, but I'll try. I'm trying to switch the panel on the banter show sort of regularly so that we get different banter. Dom will be there every week because, you know, banter. And it's Dom and he absolutely needs to face the music. I would discuss the video I sent him last night, but it would be highly inappropriate. Maybe it'll get brought up in the banter show, but I do know that it was absolutely hilarious. But a big up to everyone watching. Please, as I say, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and make sure you're here for 6:55 after the Leicester United game. It is looking to be a good one. Will the United boys be happy or will they be furious? We'll wait and see. But until then,